This is the one and only.
One and only.
This is the one and only.
Spirit and Truth Podcast.
Spirit and Truth Podcast.
My name is Michael Williamson. Welcome to Spirit and Truth Podcast, where we mix the spirit, of course, that's the word of God, with the truth. I got the coolest guy, the coolest Romanian in the house. Stellian is in the house today. Stellian, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes, absolutely. And you came to UK, how long ago was it? How long have you been here?
It was around 2 years ago when I just packed my stuff and just came.
Left Romania.
Yes, left Romania.
I'm out of here.
Yes, because I really wanted to realize my life, to do something with my life, to grow as a person. And
You came to London where everybody would push you down and everything, and you know, the little old lady on the train, you know how people are, they're just super pushy here.
Yes, they were, but I found it something interesting because it was a new experience, and I was always like so eager to come to another country where nobody knows my name and I can just be myself.
You can be free.
Yes, to be free, because I felt very judged at home for everything that I was doing, and I was like, okay, I really need to do a big change, and so I did.
You came to London. So you said you felt judged. Now we're just going to go, you know how it is, you get these shows now, you just got to go straight in.
Yes.
So I'm going straight in. You felt judged because you were a black man?
No, because
that would be me.
This wasn't the actual reason.
A short man? You were judged because you're a short man?
No.
Because you're a tall man?
No, because I was actually having these homosexual, in a way, gestures, let's say, because this is how I perceive myself, and this is how I was seeing myself, and thought that everyone would see this on me. And I was trying to hide so many of my gestures. I was trying to not to hang out with so many girls and to just go into groups of like boys, let's say straight boys, as we were saying there, only because I don't want to, in a way, give any evidence that I might be this way. You know, I was trying to hide this so much because I knew I would have been very much judged, and by the community, the religious community as well.
Kind of Romanian community, is that way?
Yes.
That's tough. Now you said, that's interesting. You said you knew you'd be judged. Did you feel that more like from your parents or just the community? Because I think Romania is pretty conservative, isn't it?
Yes, it is indeed.
Okay. So did you feel like the circle, you entered university here though, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so would this be like just friends, just hanging out? You felt like people in Romania would pick up on things and kind of go, hey, are you gay?
Yes, in a way, because
that's what we're talking about. You were living a gay kind of, you identified as being gay, am I?
Yes, yes, I did. Even if I was hiding back home, I tried to be more acceptant here in this country, because I was like, nobody knows me. But I was still afraid of doing it even here, because I was afraid of not having like some relatives that like shall just, I don't know, find out about me and then just spread the word into my little village, that they would talk for days, months, you know, about me, and I would just feel miserable about me, because everyone back home was so proud of me. Everyone was like, oh, he's such a good guy and so on, and he's very clever and calm, and just by, in a way, showing that, look, wait, I'm not really this way as you think, it would have been like a very hard situation to deal with, for me at least, because I was kind of a coward. I don't want to just be open and just say, look, I feel like I'm this way, you know.
Yeah, but let me say this. I mean, you're pretty. I mean, I don't know. You're pretty level-headed, pretty cool guy. I mean, I've gotten to know you, and what do you think? Because you know, I've had individuals on the show that were very hardcore, like, hey, listen, I was totally gay. I know you said you were living a homosexual lifestyle, but you said something that's interesting. You said there was an attraction to the opposite sex. But, you know, I never forget one of the guys I had on the show, and one of the things that we discovered is that, yes, there can be an attraction, but attraction doesn't have to be action.
It's completely correct.
I know we all can be attracted to various different things, and obviously, as a from a Christian standpoint, we all have various things inside of us that draw us to things that aren't necessarily the best, or draw us to things that aren't our identity. Just because you get really angry doesn't mean you need to live the life of a murderer. Just because you are you with me here?
Yes, I am completely with you.
So I know you say you had an attraction, but once again, it doesn't have to be an action. And I think the other thing that I've found with some of these interviews is a person is more than just their sexual preference.
That's
I think there's more to a person than who they want to be with. What do you think about that?
Well, just relating to what you actually said is, since I kind of realized that I'm this way, I hated to call myself gay or homosexual, because I was even telling to like friends or the people that I was open with that this word like doesn't define me in anyhow. I don't want to be called this way because this is not like who I really am.
Right.
Like,
there's more. You have more to offer.
Exactly. I knew I have more. I'm more than just homosexual or a gay. Like just I'm more than a person that has like attraction to the same sex.
Right.
And I knew this is not the biggest thing ever, even if I would have think every day about this.
Exactly.
Even if I would have put it on top of everything, the fact that I was homosexual.
Right.
And I thought,
you don't do that. You don't walk into a bank. You don't walk into Tesco and say, "Hey, can I buy? Hey, by the way, I'm gay. Hey, I want to go." And I feel. You tell me. I feel like society has done a really. And we say society as if we're not a part of it, but I feel like where we are in society, we're in this space where, specifically when it comes to this topic, it's almost as if that is the utmost thing that identifies people is, I am gay. I'm a black guy. I don't know if you could tell.
I can.
Can you tell? We got a little ebony and
I can definitely.
Okay, you can tell. But I don't walk into Tesco. Hey, I'm black. I'm a black man. I'm a black man. But it almost feels like that's kind of the thing with the individuals that see themselves as gay, and it reminds me of a book that was written years ago by, funny enough, two students who went to a huge conference. And this was in America. And they wrote a book, very, 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 very smart students, Harvard students. And it was called After the Ball. And they said this book is basically detailing how they wanted to kind of convert America and then have that kind of spread throughout the world and get people to really be kind of sensitive to homosexuality and see it as normal, so on and so forth. And I personally, because this book was written so long ago, I think you're seeing the fruits of it now in society.
Yes.
But you said something about purpose. How do you feel now? Because for those who are watching, I think it's safe to say you have a new purpose now.
Yes, I do indeed have a new purpose. And actually, since I was a child, I wanted to do something more. I honestly felt that I have a mission in this world that I need to just accomplish. Yeah. And that's why, even if I grew up in a modest family, with not so many possibilities, like, Mom, I can't just stay here. I want to do something more. But she was like, no. Like, you grow up in a family that is not like doesn't have so many possibilities. So you just need to get used with this. Just need to accept this situation,
don't dream.
this state. Yeah, don't dream. They were telling me I'm a daydreamer all the time. It was like, you're dreaming too far. You're gonna get very disappointed. It's like, okay, but these things,
we
words,
call those dream killers. People that say, don't. I'm from Portland, Oregon, small city. Don't try to be great. I got it. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No worries. And my whole family was actually, you're dreaming too far.
Yeah.
You're a daydreamer and so on. And then I was even telling actually them that, saying to them that I want to go to the UK and that I want to start studying university. And then I want to do a great, something great to this world, to accomplish my dreams and plans. And even my cousin once said, she was like, you're not gonna do it. Just come back on earth and stop daydreaming. It's like, okay. And then after 2 years, I've got here, I worked hard, I've enrolled in university. I was
Okay.
accepted.
Okay.
And then I've just received a call from my neighbor saying that, oh, I want to just apologize for what I've said 2 years ago, because everything you said, you do now. And I was like, that's okay. Like, it's properly fine.
Wait.
And
So your neighbor was critical of you.
it was my cousin, actually.
Your cousin was
yes,
critical.
a very
Okay.
close person to me.
And they recently apologized.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is
And
powerful.
I don't want to feel too prideful about this and so on, because I knew that they don't really understand me, and they don't really see my determination of doing something great with my life. And yeah, I think this is a very good example of showing them that if you work hard,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah.
With possibilities or without
Okay,
possibilities.
so this is cool. So you're number one, come from a small village. Now you're in university. Where are you at in the whole attraction action thing? Are you 100%? I believe I'm a man who is gay, or you're 100%? No, I've got a new purpose, because you're speaking about this purpose thing. Where are you at now in that
And
journey?
again, I was going through many stages because I didn't know who I am. I knew I have these attractions,
Yep.
but I wanted an identity so badly.
Okay.
I wanted to see who I really am.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I was looking into society to see
Yeah.
actually what can I find.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning, I was like, I think I'm bisexual, just because
Yeah.
I might like girls as well.
Right.
I'm not that gay, let's
Right.
say. And then I was like, I rejected many girls
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
this, and I was like, I'm homosexual.
Yep.
But I was a spiritual person ever. Like, since I know myself, I was
Yeah.
quite spiritual and empathic. And
Yeah.
then I just went to the concept of pansexuality, which
Explain
actually
that.
is,
I know what it is, but explain that for the viewers.
Yeah, it's actually how can I explain? It's the love of the soul.
Right.
You can get attracted to the soul of a person,
No matter what gender.
No matter what gender or sex that
Yeah.
person has. And yeah, I thought really, I was very sure of this, that I'm pansexual.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't really understand the concept, honestly.
Yeah.
I've just seen this like tiny definition, and I was like, wow, that's true.
Sure.
I don't know who came up with this, but that's so true with me.
See, this is huge what you just said. Ideas are huge. Ideas are huge. I mean, and I think living in Europe, this is a place where a lot of amazing ideas have been developed, but it's also a place where some ideas that are really, from my perspective, very damaging.
Yeah.
Ideas that marginalize us, that says the only worth you have is your skin color.
Yes.
Let's put black people here. The only worth you have is you're a woman. Let's put you over here. The only worth you have is who you're attracted to. You're gay. You know, and they put this label on you, a big sticker on you, and just as if that's the only thing you are.
Exactly.
And I think ideas are very dangerous if they aren't leading to a place of true morality. And it's very clear that God is not loving. He is love. He is the very essence of morality. We aren't moral. You can't say science is moral, because science doesn't know everything. You can't say politics are moral. I don't want to get our viewers mad at me here. We could go along, we could just keep going. So it always ends with God. And back to the whole question about purpose, do you see yourself now as a Christian man? Do you see yourself as a gay man? What would you say to the individuals that are just kind of like you, that you're like, what am I? I think I'm gay, but what would you, well, first of all, let me ask this. How was it for you? How was the experience? Was it inspiring? Did it give you joy? Did you find yourself lonely still, without purpose?
After becoming a Christian?
No, before you became Christian, when you were living the gay
Before.
lifestyle.
Well, I kind of accomplished everything that I wanted to.
Yeah.
Because I moved to this country, I enrolled, I applied for university, and I got into university.
Okay.
I was engaging into university, and everyone was so happy about my achievements.
Sure.
And I was as well happy with my achievements. Even in what regards art, I just improved myself so much and progressed. And yeah, I had a great place to live. My room was like an atelier of art, and I felt so good.
You're quite the artist.
but something was missing.
Yeah.
And I was looking for something else, but I didn't know what am I looking for.
Yeah.
And I've got into a very hard period, in which I was feeling quite lonely. I had a lot of friends, but they weren't really friends.
Yeah.
That's why it was so hard to call them friends.
Yeah.
And then I just detached from them because I've seen that they have a very toxic, in a way,
Presence in your life?
yes. And I needed to spend my time with myself so I can recharge. And as I was going through that tough period, I was even writing in my journal that I'm hopeless. I don't know. Like I accomplished so many things, and I still have like this kind of anxiety and depression, and I still want to. I was actually thinking even of suicidal thoughts.
Really?
And then I was like thinking.
But was that
reflecting
after you were living the gay lifestyle?
Yes, because
So
everyone
it
was
didn't
like,
fulfill you?
Not really, no. Because everyone was like, okay, accept yourself. You need to accept yourself. And so I did.
But was something inside of you fighting it? Or, I mean, this is before you...
It was always a constant fight between my mind, my heart, and rationality. And everything was not in a harmony,
Right.
not at all.
Right.
Because I was fighting with myself every
Right.
day. I was fighting to accept myself. But something didn't really let me do it. Because I felt wrong.
Right.
I felt that I am wrong
Right.
of doing it so. And many times I even saw this kind of people who were very open about this. I was like, I can't be this person. I don't know how these people are.
What's interesting about that is, you don't see bankers saying, I'm a banker. You will, they're not like promoting this agenda to, and they just go, hey, I get on with my life and I do my transactions. I've found that in this space, I've seen people that are very vehement about, hey, I'm gay.
Yes.
I'm gay. Great. If that's what you would like to do, you choose to do that. But personally, I find it just a sign of insecurity because of the lack of scientific, it's first of all, not very natural. It doesn't produce children. It doesn't, and it's once again, it's quite an unnatural experience. Now, I got it that certain people have their attractions and such, but again, traction doesn't have to be action. And it sounds like you were basically, you were sinning against yourself. And there's a crazy scripture in the Bible that says sin separates us from God, but it separates us from people.
Yes.
And I think sin can even separate us from ourselves, from who we really are.
True.
Because when we sin, we injure. It's a spiritual thing that's happening to us.
True.
Here I am talking to you, but I can relate to you, even though I didn't have a same-sex attraction. I had a opposite sex attraction, and I would just give myself over, and I felt the same way you do. I mean, when you speak, I go, I remember that feeling, feeling dirty. You're right.
Yes.
Meeting someone in a bar, meeting someone in these places. You don't love them, they don't love you. You don't love each other. Worried about catching diseases. Waking up in the morning and looking over, forgetting names, scary phone calls. Hey, am I all this kind of stuff. And then your friends are telling you, wow, you've made it. And that's how I lived. And so for me, it's very interesting listening to you because I go, wow, I can so connect with feeling like something's missing. Like this is not your purpose, just to be identifying yourself by sexual behavior, number one. And then number two, unnatural sexual behavior. What do you have to say about that to people that try to claim it's natural to be homosexual? What's your a former? I guess, can I call you former now?
Yeah, of course, definitely. I'm more formal than I was before.
Great.
And what can I say is that God really wanted me to open my eyes.
Okay.
And He, in a way, chose me to do so, even if I didn't want to. I was like, no, this is my human nature. Honestly, I can't deny myself. I can't just give up to this because I would have just give up to myself. And I want to tell you that I gave up to this and I'm still here. Like, it means that it wasn't like my whole essence.
See, this is huge. I think terminology is huge. And in society, they've exchanged human nature for sinful nature. We all are human in nature, but a sinful nature is different than, you can't just go, hey, okay, well, this is my human nature here, and that's not really taking into consideration my sinful nature. And I think for myself, let me speak for myself, I got to a position where I was only able to live by instinct, not by any moral compass.
That's true.
And I, in many ways, felt like animals. You think about animals, the Bible says animals don't necessarily go to heaven because they don't have a soul, because they cannot think rationally. They're in an animal kingdom. But I started feeling like very kind of like, wow, I can't control myself either. I had a dog named Butch, and Butch would just, he's like, okay, there's a fire hydrant. It's just going to go to the toilet. And I kind of started feeling that's how I was living in my promiscuity. Just couldn't control myself. And I'm sitting here and going, Michael, it's not good when you're identifying to an animal. But I think society's gotten to a place where we identify with animals and the animal kingdom because we can't control those sinful instincts, and we can't discern, okay, is this natural or is this sinful, right? And that's where I was at, and I wasn't living the gay lifestyle. It sounds like that's where you were at.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, just listening to you now, you know, becoming, is it right to call you a disciple now, a Christian?
Yes, it is more than right, honestly. I am a Christian now.
Beautiful, beautiful. So what's your message as we wrap up here? What's your message to the stellium that's out there, the lonely guy that's feeling like, if you come to church, they're going to throw stones at you, they're going to judge you, they're going to look at you weird. What's your message to the young man to the stellium that's watching this, that's from a small town, that's ostracized, that's confused, that's feeling wrong on the inside and has nowhere to go? What would you say to the kid that's watching right now, the young man? Let me not say kid, I'm sorry for that, but the young man that's watching, that feels, and totally in the age of identifying, that identifies with you. What would you say to him?
It's quite a hard question, because we are so caught up in this society that we cannot see from another perspective, just from the society's perspective. And I would say that we are very much negatively influenced by society.
I would agree with that. And
by all the concepts created by humans at the end of the day, because this is the society formed of. And I would say, don't look into society for an identity or for any kind of validation, because you're gonna just go deeper into the darkness, go deeper into a sinful nature, because we became so acceptant, so pushy towards, just open
Try
yourself, just go for new experiences,
right?
And you're gonna just discover yourself, like just discover your body, experience your body, and see what you really like.
Right.
Like just try all of these like pleasures, because they're gonna make you realize why are you on this earth, and so on. Like, we are just complicating our lives with these ones.
So you would say the guy that's watching, who's looking to society for answers, is just going to complicate things. Would you tell him to? So it sounds like you're saying, look to God. I can hear that, and I hope our listeners hear that. I like what you said about looking on the outside for identity. I'm for all the Android watchers out there, I know you're going to give me a great shout out and a like on the video, but for all the Apple people, sorry, you may not like me, but I got a Samsung phone, and this phone has to look outside of itself to find out how it was created. It doesn't look inside of itself to see how it was created. It's got to look outside of itself. So I think when you said, hey, for the guy watching, don't look at society, because society is just a replication of you. It's just you.
Yes.
We got to look outside of society. We got to look outside of ourselves. We got to look to God, who is outside of time, who's outside of space, who's outside of matter. He's timeless, spaceless, matterless. And then once we look to God, we can see that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We're made in the image of God.
It's true.
And that's who you were made. You're made in the image of God. And I like what you said earlier, that you found a purpose, that you were chosen. And I love the Bible. I love Peter, where the Bible says that you're a chosen people.
Yes.
And that word in Greek means chosen for God's special purpose. And I think you have a way about yourself. You're very kind, very humble man. And I think that for those that do have an attraction to the same sex, they could talk to someone like you, and you could simply say what you've said here today. Basically, attraction doesn't have to be action.
It's true. And also, I want to say that me being a Christian now doesn't mean that I will judge or I will just call you a sinner. Or I mean, we all are sinners at the end of the day.
That's right.
But I will not judge you in any how, because I was in the same place. And I will actually, in the contrary, show love and compassion and understanding. Because again, if you're dealing with the same struggle,
we're in it together.
Yeah, we're in it together. And just because I went through this, it doesn't mean I forgot everything that I was once. So honestly, God is within us. We don't need to try to just cover God with so many concepts from society, as we are homosexual, as we are wrong, as we are this way and we are this way.
Sure.
And so many concepts that actually are coming, I don't know, coming
really against God in many ways. Some of these concepts are coming against God, but
because we make ourselves our own God. Yeah, I was my own God in a way. I consider myself like I'm the best one, you know.
So here's what people don't know. Many people think, I don't want to spin to atheism, but just what you said is so powerful. A lot of people think, another idea. Hey, there is no God. The very first atheists were Christians. People don't know that. Rome was a place that forced people to deify Caesar and deify these people who were in political power. And if you did not call them a lord or God, then you were seen as strange in society's eyes because you weren't doing and you weren't, kind of following along.
Exactly.
And so you were called, quote unquote, an atheist because you didn't believe in the gods of Caesar and of Rome. And so most people don't know that. They think atheism was something that came out of the 1800s. But I'm going back to the first century, where the first century disciples and Christians were called atheists because they did not worship Caesar. They did not. And when you had the Roman persecution against the Christians and you had the destruction of the temple and people passed away by being crucified facing towards the temple and facing towards Jerusalem, well, crucified outside of the temple, but facing towards Jerusalem, you had individuals going, wow, now call on your God, and speaking about Jesus. And many of the disciples didn't renounce their faith, knowing that they'd be in another place. So as a Christian, you don't die, you just trade places. And I think of that and I go, wow, you don't die for a lie. You don't hold on to something so strong for a big time lie.
That's true. That's so true.
And it inspires me to this day because some of our first century brothers and sisters lived a same-sex lifestyle, changed like yourself, got a new purpose, got the spirit, got the truth, and they are fired up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for our next episode.